#Global TV subscribe.
Wham, aka Lil Baby, then found itself in a little bit of trouble. As we know, the Super Bowl was just this past weekend in the Bay, my home, San Francisco, not my home exactly. He ended up getting into it with Keion White, a San Francisco football player, with a 49 and an after party in the club, late night in Frisco. The discrepancy happened, and now all the blame is getting put on Lil Baby. He can be responsible for the actions of other individuals. Now the media and the narrative is Lil Baby got into it, and he leg checked him, which means he pow-powed him in the leg. But let's get into the details. I'm going to lay out all the information for y'all, give my narrative at the end. Drop them globes in the chat.
49ers, one of their players shot early this morning in San Francisco. The team says defensive end Keion White was shot in the ankle. Good evening. I'm Claudine Wong.
And I'm Mike Meeback. San Francisco police confirming they did respond to a report of shots fired on Mission right near South Van Ness, 4 o'clock this morning. Police did not identify White as the victim, but the team has since confirmed he was shot.
KTVU's Bailey O'Carroll joins us in the studio with the latest on what we are hearing about this shooting. Bailey.
Yeah, guys, let's get to the details of what we do know, because it is little. I heard from the team about 30 minutes ago. They did tell me 27-year-old defensive end Keion White is out of surgery and that it was successful. San Francisco police described his injury as non-life-threatening. According to police, officers responded to reports of a shooting following an argument that started inside of a business. No arrests have been made. A suspect has not been identified. I spoke with Dr. Rick Lehman, the director of the U.S. Center for Sports Medicine. Dr. Lehman told me White's recovery time will vary greatly depending on where the bullet hit his ankle.
Well, you never want to get shot in the back because that's where your Achilles is. And you don't really want to get shot on the side because that's where all your major vessels are. So let's say he had a nerve injury, that would end his career. He got shot in something called the posterior tibial nerve. So that would end his career. So hopefully you want to get shot in the front. Well, you don't want to get shot, but if you get shot, you want to get shot in the front or potentially in the side. That would be your preference. And in a perfect world, you would get shot and it would not have any bony impacts.
The Niners acquired White in a trade with the New England Patriots on October 29th. He started 2 games for San Francisco this season. White recorded his first sack against the Cleveland Browns in November. The Niners said they will provide updates when appropriate. The investigation is ongoing. Police are asking anybody with information to contact them. Less than a year and a half ago, 49ers wide receiver Ricky Pearsall was shot in the chest during a robbery in San Francisco's Union Square. That suspect, a juvenile, has since been arrested and charged. Guys.
Certainly that was a robbery, but we still don't know a lot of detail.
First and foremost, definitely not a good look for the Bay Area and the events coming in the ensuing future, but it wasn't individuals from the city that took place in the ensuing violence. But that being said, we're going to get into a little more details because there is people and witnesses speaking. Keion White himself is not speaking, sticking to the code, I guess, if you want to call it.
Calls for the shooting on the 1700 block of Mission Street around 4 a.m. Monday. Our partners at the San Francisco Standard report the defensive end was hosting a party at Dahlia's, a bar and nightclub. Police say there was a verbal altercation between 2 groups, and then White was shot. News of the shooting has sent shockwaves through the Bay Area, which had just finished hosting a successful Super Bowl hours before. In a post on social media, San Francisco Mayor Daniel Lurie writing, "Any violent incident in our city is unacceptable, and I'm hoping Keion recovers quickly. I've spoken with SFPD and 49ers leadership. We're all grateful to our SFPD officers for their quick response. As always, I will continue working with San Francisco law enforcement to ensure our neighborhoods and our residents are safe." On Monday morning, White took to his own social media to post a photo from the stands at the Super Bowl. Comments on that post show an outpouring of support from fans after word had gotten out. On the streets of the city near where the shooting happened, people who live there are also processing the news. Alina Kang says she was woken up by the police activity outside her apartment.
So my window is right by my bed, and so I saw lights. I think that's why I woke up at first.
Kang tells us she only moved to the area last week, but knows it's had its problems with safety in the past.
It kind of seems par for the course. I'm not entirely how could this happen here?
The San Francisco Police Department says the case remains open and no arrests have been made. White is the second 49ers player to be shot in the past 18 months.
Now let me address Lil Baby's name being thrown around. because I already know how social media works. People saw Lil Baby in the headline and immediately thought, oh, he shot him. As of right now, Lil Baby has not been arrested, Lil Baby has not been charged, and police have not said he fired any weapon. The reports say the dispute involved Lil Baby, not that he pulled the trigger. That distinction matters, especially when lawyers, contract, and reputations are involved. So what the police and the 49ers are saying is police confirmed they responded to a shooting and found a man suffering from a gunshot wound, later identified as Keion White. The 49ers put out a statement confirming White was the victim. The injury is non-life-threatening. He had surgery, and the team is monitoring the situation. No suspect was named publicly, no weapon was publicly linked, and the investigation is still ongoing. And of course, the internet is cooking. NFL fans like, why are the players still outside like this? Hip-hop fans are like, why are rappers always getting dragged into these situations? And conspiracy Twitter already solved the case in 12 minutes with zero evidence. Y'all gotta chill. So here's why this situation is bigger than gossip. This story hits different because it's two worlds colliding, the NFL and hip-hop nightlife culture. And when egos, alcohol, money, and entourages mix, things can go left real fast. One bad night can cost a career, millions of dollars, or someone's life. And that's the real takeaway here.
More than anything, Keion White, have a speedy recovery. Hopefully this doesn't affect your career in any shape or form. Lil Baby, tighten up, make sure your circle get a little bit smaller. You can't take anybody and everybody everywhere. You $1 million, excess $1 million man, and you already on the borderline of getting in trouble in your home city. So stay out the way, stay smart, stay dangerous. Even if Keion doesn't speak or participate in the case, the feds still can pick it up, the state can pick it up. It could be a tricky situation. So we're gonna see how this develops. I'm of course let y'all know. Remember, all money ain't good money. Slow motion better than no motion. And I am Cash, $ for that.
Cash Global TV subscribe.